Hi, welcome back to Snowdonia Stitches. In today's project we're going to make the really cute pumpkin bunting, and for this project we will need some cotton yarn or a DK weight yarn in the mustard and the brown. We also need some twine. This measures approximately 120 centimeters. You will also need a crochet hook. Today I'm going to be using my 3.5mm crochet hook. We will also need a sharp pair of scissors, a darning needle and a stitch marker. Okay, so to begin, let's take our mustard and we're going to begin with a magic ring. So I'll just recap over the magic ring for those that are new. So I'm just going to take the cotton or take your yarn, gently rest it underneath your two fingers and holding it with your thumb lightly, wrap it across the top of your fingers, bringing it back underneath to form a cross, pinching the centre of the cross lightly and bring the yarn back across your fingers. Okay, taking your crochet hook, we're going to pop the crochet hook underneath the first yarn, grabbing our second yarn and pulling that second yarn underneath the first yarn. Going to take it off our fingers and we're going to hold at the base of the loop and at the top of the circle, and we're just going to pour slightly on that working yarn and we're going to chain one, and that will just secure that magic ring. So at the end of our project we'll be able to close the hole in the middle completely up. Okay, so for the next round we're going to be placing 10 double crochet into the center of the ring. So I'm going to be working in US terminology throughout this project. So let's start by placing our first double crochet. So for those that are new, our double crochet is yarn over the hook, hook through the center of the ring, pull the yarn through, have 1, 2, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, leaving you 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, we now need to just place our stitch marker to mark the beginning of the round. So just pop your marker in there. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and place our second double crochet. So I'll just show you again, yarn over, hook through the center of the ring, pull the yarn through, have 1, 2, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, have 1, 2 loops left on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2, and that's given us now 1, 2 double crochet into the center of our ring. So continue and place our third. So yarn over, hook through the center of the ring, pull the yarn through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, leaving you 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so continue working in this way until we have 10 double crochet into the center of our ring. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one, 10. Okay, this point now we can just pull the end tail of our magic ring just to close that circle completely. And before we move on, we're just going to count back and make sure we do have our 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So now we can join this round with a slip stitch. So removing your marker, pop your crochet hook into the first stitch of the previous round, pull the yarn through, we have 2 loops on our hook and we're going to pop the top loop underneath the bottom loop, and that's our slip stitch to join. And we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to be doing an increase round. So we're going to be placing 2 double crochet into each stitch around. So you must remember to work into that same stitch that we just slip stitched into, so don't go on to the next stitch, we're still working in that same stitch. So yarn over, hook through, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and then we need to place our stitch marker back for the beginning of the round. That's our first stitch. Okay, and because it's an increased round, we're placing a second double crochet into that same stitch. Okay, so we're not moving on to our next stitch yet, we're working in that same stitch. So place another double crochet into that stitch. Okay, so we have 2 stitches in the first stitch from the previous round, and we're going to continue working 2 double crochet in every stitch around. So at the end of this round we'll have a stitch count of 20. Okay, so let's go ahead and place 1, 2. Okay, so 2 double crochet in the first stitch, 2 double crochet in the second, and we'll continue working in this way, and I shall meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so that brings me to the end of the round, and I'm just going to count back and make sure that I do have my 20 stitches. I haven't missed anything anywhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Okay, so now we can go ahead and slip stitch as we did in the previous round to that very first stitch to join. And again, chain 1, and this time it's going to be slightly different. We're going to be doing a half double crochet into this same stitch that we slip stitched into. Okay, so yarn over, hook through the stitch, pull the yarn through. We have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, remembering to place our stitch marker to mark the beginning of the round. And in the next stitch now we're going to place 1 double crochet. In the next stitch we're going to place 2 double crochet. Okay, in the next stitch here 1 double crochet, and in the next stitch 2 double crochet. Okay, let's get some more yarn, and in the next stitch 1 double crochet, and in the next stitch 2 double crochet. Okay, so you can see now we started with the slip stitch and the half double crochet, and we had 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and in the next stitch 1 double crochet, and in the next stitch 2 double crochet. Okay, and now in the next stitch, slightly different, we're going to place another half double crochet, so the same stitch we did at the very beginning. So I'll just show you again. So it's yarn over, hook through the stitch, pull the yarn through, have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, now in the very same stitch that we've just worked, we're going to place a slip stitch. Okay, now onto the next stitch, we're going to start with a slip stitch into the very next stitch. Okay, and also in the same stitch we're going to place a half double crochet. So yarn over, hook through the stitch, pull the yarn through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, so now moving on to the next stitch, we're going to be placing 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. In the next stitch 1 double crochet, in the next 2 double crochet, and in the next 1 double crochet, in the next stitch 2 double crochet, and in the next stitch 1 double crochet, in the next stitch 2 double crochet, and in the very next stitch 1 double crochet. And the very last stitch of this round we're going to be placing a half double crochet. So yarn over, hook through the stitch, pull the yarn through, 1, 2, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And in that very same stitch we're going to finish with a slip stitch. Oops. Okay, and that is the end of the round. So we now just need to cut our tail and yarn over and pull through to finish. Okay, so we can take our stitch marker out. We don't actually need that now. And taking your brown yarn now, I'm going to make the stalk. Okay, so to join our stalk, you'll see you have a gap here. We're not working into there. If you look just above there, you have a gap between the stitches in here. Okay, so we're going to just pop our crochet hook into that gap, and we're going to join our brown yarn. Okay, and we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then we're going to slip stitch back into where we joined the brown yarn. Okay, so into that same space that we joined, we're just going to slip stitch back into there. You can now cut your yarn. Okay, yarn over and pull through to finish. And there we have a really cute pumpkin. Okay, so all we need to do now is to sew in our ends, and we need to make a further 6 pumpkins for our bunting. So go ahead, sew in your ends, make another 6 pumpkins and join me back here. Okay, so I've just finished making my pumpkins, so I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pumpkins ready to string to make my bunting. So taking my twine, or if you haven't got twine, you can use the cotton or the yarn you've just been using. So cut a length of twine or yarn approximately 120 centimeters, works well. And I'm just going to tie a loop in one end. So, and that just stops them falling off the other end when we're threading our pumpkins on. And taking a wide-eyed darning needle, just thread on your twine, and then taking the pumpkins in turn, just going to turn them over, and we're just going to catch a few loops from the back of the stitches on each pumpkin. There we go, like so, and just pull the yarn through. And continue threading each pumpkin onto the twine. Okay, so once you've strung the final pumpkin, all we need to do now is to tie a loop in the end here just to secure, and that gives us our 2 hanging loops, and there we go. So if we turn this over now, we have our lovely pumpkin bunting ready to hang. Hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to the channel for future tutorials, and I shall see you in the next video.